Welcome, welcome, guys. Welcome to my live. And I'm gonna make something very motherfucking clear on my channel. The identity police, the blood purity police, the mulatto pedigree police. Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. For damn sure, okay? And a majority of us mixed raced people don't really give a fuck of what you really have to say. It's only the ones that are insecure about being light skinned and the ones that hold light skin guilt. But since I'm not guilty for being light skinned, I'm not guilty for coming out the way that I did, naturally. A lot of you bitches got a lot to say, so I'm gonna clap back naturally. If you feel that you have the right to tell someone how to identify in this world, you're going to need to get your head checked out before you come toe to toe with me, baby. Because it's not going to be, a winning streak for you, baby, okay? You win some, you lose some. And this is where you pro-black people who hate mixed people and want to say, oh, you're not mixed. Well, you're not one of us. Who wanted to be one of y'all in the fucking first place? No one ever said that they wanted to be black over here, okay? Let's make that very clear. I don't pander to black people. I have more things to do in my day than to pander to a group of people who can get it out the mud on their own, okay? We have the same 24 hours, okay? Each and every fucking day of the week, 7 days exactly. And believe me, if you can talk all that shit online about mixed people and about light-skinned people and tell us, oh, well, your opinion doesn't matter when it comes to the black conversation. Well, guess what? There is all shades of black, okay? From the lightest to the lightest to the darkest of the darkest, okay? And you don't get to tell someone what they're experiencing. And you sure as fucking hell don't get to be jealous of someone else's achievements and then tell them the only reason why they achieved what they achieved was because of the color of their skin. Not only are you ignorant, and let me make this very clear, not only are you ignorant, you're plain old fucking old-fashioned lazy. And that's the thing. You motherfuckers won't get off your ass to make your life better, but you guys want to sit over here and clown people who actually give a fuck about themselves, put in the work day in and day out to improve their lives. And that's where I'm clocking the T today. If you are the so-called, mother of all races, if you are the so-called woman that holds the fucking Eve gene, bitch, why don't you go take your black ass outside and make the world better, bitch? Instead of sitting over here trying to police me on my race. Because as a monoracial black person, you will never understand my experience. Like, honestly, never. Monoracial people will never understand how it feels to be multiracial, to come from multiple backgrounds. I'm not going to just rep one of my races. I'm going to rep all of them, bitch, because I'm all of them. That's like spitting on my grandmother, literally, or spitting on one of my family members. Like, no. I am not going to adjust my lens and my perception of life in its whole totality to pander to a black woman so she can feel better about herself. Who the fuck do I look like? And do you know that pandering to black people is way worse than sitting over here and talking about, oh, slavery never happened? Like, that's worse. Why would I play in someone's face? Like, honestly. So don't play in minds, bitch. And that's literally what I'm saying. All of the pro-black people who think that they're all high and mighty and they're above mixed people and want to say that we're half-breeds, we're hybrids, we're mutts, we're all of this. You want to talk shit down on me, but I have more fucking ancestral protection in the back more than you do, bitch. You come from one race. I come from 7, bitch. If we're going to go toe-to-toe spiritually, you have more people to fight ancestrally on my side. if we're gonna go spiritually, toe for toe. Like, come on. You bitches really must be dumb. And I am a root worker, just so you guys know. And to that black woman that was on YouTube, on this platform, talking about how she was going to send a demon to this white lady talking about demonology, bitch, you're sitting over here saying that you're going to send a demon to a woman who is literally telling people about demons so they can watch out for them. And telling people how to tell when people have those demons or working with those demons. Bitch, your ass is mad because people don't want to be around your demonic ass? Is that what's wrong? Is that what's going sideways, sweetheart? That when all of the Christian black people found out that you were working with demons, that they wanted nothing to do with you in your church? Oh my God, but that's the tea I'm going to clog, baby. Since you thought it was funny, baby. And I work with angels, baby. And let me tell you something. I'm not afraid of nan motherfucking demon. I will slice and dice a motherfucking demon from here to kingdom come. I am not afraid, bitch. I walk through the valley of shadows of death and I fear no fucking evil. The evil fears me, bitch. And that's one thing for first and foremost. If you don't know me, now you know. I work with Archangel Michael. And I'm not fucking afraid to send an angel your way to whoop your ass, bitch, okay? First and foremost, you should have fucking knew about Archangel Michael doesn't play about his devotees, nor the people who serve or work with him. So maybe you should be afraid, bitch. Because I know God and God knows me, bitch. Okay? First and foremost, we know each other. Now you should be scared. You over here working with demons thinking that you better than somebody, girl. I'm not afraid of none of those demons, baby. They are afraid of me. Fuck around and find out in these YouTube streets who the fuck I really am in real life. And you're really gonna be scared, sweetheart. And it's so funny. It's so funny how these unambiguous black women, when they get mad, when they get angry, and when something that they caused on themselves goes sideways, they always want to throw a tantrum. Like, you're gonna throw a spiritual tantrum on a woman that does not know you from a loaf of bread because you do not like the fact that she exposed you. She blew up your spot. Because let me tell you something about demons. Demons get irritated when you tell the truth. And ever since I knew that you worked with demons, boo, I knew you were an agent of chaos. But let me tell you something, bitch. I came with my holy water, hoe. And guess what? We got some holy oil in my purse, too. And we will spray you down, baby, over here. So don't even think that you can ever fuck with someone like me. I am a queen, bitch. And I am nobody to be fucked with. And you're sitting over there thinking that you married a white man. You think that that white man is going to protect you? You think that white man is going to protect you, sis? Let's be serious. Let's be so serious. It's so funny how you delusional black women truly think that having a white partner is going to save you from doing shit that can take you straight to the jail. And it's the simple fact that you tried to dox this woman. And then we have the black women all over the internet. We're not jealous of you. We're not jealous of you. Then, bitch, why do you do things out of spite and jealousy? Why do you move in such an envious way then? You bitches cannot be happy for each other. And it's sad. And then you wonder why y'all don't have true black sisterhood. Because some of you bitches do not know what self-loyalty is. If you cannot be loyal to yourself and not allow yourself to fall into the hands of defeat and jealousy and doubt, that's one thing I will never, ever promote on my motherfucking channel. Doubt, defeat, anger. Shit. And it's like all this internalized hatred, it really shows. And the anti-blackness within black women shows. You want to sit over here and throw black magic at a white woman, and you got a white husband that you lay your head next to. Make it make sense. Just say that you're jealous. Just say that you're angry, that you're not white yourself. But instead, you will gaslight everybody and say, oh my God, I'm not jealous of mixed and white women, even though I'm throwing magic at them and I'm doing things behind scenes to hurt them and sabotage them. Girl, you sat up here and got upset over a fucking video of a woman explaining what demons are and how they come about and how to protect yourself from them. You're mad because you don't want people to protect themselves from demons. You want to be able to manipulate people. You want to be able to push your agenda on people. And guess what? Unambiguous black women in 2025, you cannot push your agenda down on mixed people's throats. I'm just going to let you know that. And non-black people too as well. Because y'all think that we don't see that shit. You act like people in foreign countries do not have a fucking phone. They see all that shit that y'all do. And then you wonder why you get treated like shit when your representation in public comes up shitty. And then, one thing I feel like is just such disgusting fucking behavior that I've been seeing lately is like when I come into anywhere, you know what I mean? Whether that's with my husband or just by myself, it's always an unambiguous black woman sizing me up for some fucking reason, always looking me up and down, always whispering and gossiping about some shit. It's like, if you have that much jealousy and insecurity, you should not be in my presence. I do not like insecure people because you're not going to survive over here with me. Mentally, emotionally, or physically. I'm just going to be honest with you. And it's a simple fact that all of these unambiguous black women will literally sit up here and say that they're not jealous of mixed women, but you do shit out of spite and jealousy and envy, and we see it. And we are going to clock your tea, and we're not going to back down, and I'm not scared of none of you fucking bitches. I want you to know that straight out the gate. I will fucking knock one of you bitches out clean off the curb. Clean off the curb, like that girl said in Boston. Clean off the curb. I will fucking hit you back into a past life, bitch. Because I'm not going to allow a bunch of fucking insecure bitches who want to get wild and tussle with me and disrespect me. I'm not going to allow you bitches to disrespect me without fucking taking your soul first, bitch. That's first and foremost, okay? You do not rule my roast over here. And that is for sure. All of you are so fucking ignorant. And it's so disgusting. And when I say it's disgusting, it truly is fucking disgusting. And it's like an Exotical lost her home in the Los Angeles wildfire. And then underneath the fucking video, couldn't even like save the video because she doesn't even have the thing where you can actually save it down on TikTok. So I'm just watching the video and I'm like, wow. And I'm literally looking at all of these fucking profile pictures with black women saying the most disgusting shit in my fucking life. Well, oh, your light skin privilege couldn't save your home. Your light skin privilege could not save your home, bitch. Really? And then you wonder why you unambiguous black women are the bottom of the fucking barrel. Because guess what? You placed yourself there, bitch. You gave yourselves a dingy crown to wear around like a bunch of peasants. And you're flaunting around talking about, look at my pity privilege. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. Give me. Feel sorry for me. Nobody feels fucking sorry for you bitches. Because you bitches literally put yourself in the worst fucking situations on the fucking face of this fucking earth. Like, let's be serious. And believe me, if I ever got in trouble, I would never fucking ask a black woman to fucking help me. The fuck? Because those are the main women that are the most racist to women like me. And that is what I've experienced since childhood, from daycare to fucking kindergarten to fucking second grade to fucking fourth grade to fifth grade, eighth grade, ninth grade. Even when I graduated and I went to college, still black women were being disrespectful to me because they thought I was taking something away from them. Well, bitch, I did not take nothing away from fucking you. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to learn how to prioritize your success. How about those apples? Because at the end of the day, I did not create slavery, baby. And you do not get to play in my fucking face, and you do not get to disrespect me, and you do not get to disrespect any of my fucking family members because you feel angry about something that happened in the 18 fucking hundreds, bitch. It is 2025. You need to get a fucking life, okay? Get your money up. How about that? And it's like, it's truly sad. And it's fucking sickening because it's like you guys are expecting light-skinned women and mixed people who are black, who do have black admixture, to sit over here and be like stepping stools for you. And we're not no more. It's disrespectful, and y'all need to get a life. And talking about, oh, I'm gonna get mines, I'm gonna get mines. Like, you guys gotta be fucking serious. You have to be really fucking serious at this point. Like, I'm really serious at this point. Because it makes no sense. How are you mad at me because I came out a certain way? I couldn't help the way that I was fucking born. But since the way I look, you want to sit over here and get jealous because you think I have certain things that you cannot get. You get what I'm saying? She says, this person says, as an exotical, other exoticals can be nasty, mean, and weird to me as well. But I notice black women go out of their way to make me feel insecure. They will laugh in groups while looking at me, talking shit about me in earshot. Just weird behavior. Yes. Thank you. You see? You guys really need to understand this is something that is happening in real life. Racism happens within the people of color community. Do you guys understand that? Like, racism happens between black people and mixed people. Black people, Chinese people. Black people, Asian people. Black people, and fucking, like, any fucking race. Like, literally, I'm so serious. And I'm so tired of, like, people saying that black people can be racist when I've experienced this shit all my fucking life and I'm done with this shit. And when I'm ready to pop my fucking top and let people know that I'm not taking no one's shit anymore, oh, well, you didn't know what slavery was like. Shut the fuck up. Because my ancestors were in slavery too, bitch. Do you not get that? Indigenous people were the very first slaves of the Americas, bitch. So before any of y'all go anywhere with that, America belongs to the indigenous people. America belongs to the First Nations. And that's what I'm gonna say. At the end of the day, you cannot get mad at me for doing something that I did not do, okay? I did not cause slavery. And this is another thing. They look at us like we didn't cause slavery. They look at me like I have a whip in my hand, like I'm master himself. And I'm just like, I'm not. And it's like, it's so hard. It was so hard making friends growing up in this unambiguous black school when I had my black foster mom. And she kept telling me, well, you need to go outside. You need to go outside. You need to go outside. Like, my light skin was like making her angry or something. And it's just like, I'm so tired of holding fucking back for people who don't even fucking mean anything to me. Like, none of you fucking people matter at the end of the day in my fucking world who are gonna talk against me. Like, y'all need to really realize that. Like, straight off the rip. Like, straight off the rip. And I mean that. Like, in real life, understand that I'm not going to take a black woman's shit just because she's having a hard day and she's mad because, you know, I have looser curls and a lighter skin. Like, I'm not gonna keep on allowing these women to run over me emotionally, because you will get cussed the fuck out straight off the rip. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't give a fuck if you were the queen of Zimbabwe, whoever the fuck. I don't care. I don't have to be respectful to disrespectful racist people. And that's just how it's gonna be. And that's how I feel. And I'm tired of people trying to say, oh, black people can't be racist. Stop saying that these racist people cannot be racist when they're being racist in our faces on a daily basis. I'm tired. I'm tired. I just started watching a few of your videos today and noticed you're live. I'm here to listen. Oh, thank you, Sharita T. But it's truly disheartening when I come in to... I think it's finally time to talk about these things. You know what I mean? Hey, Blonde Butter Babes. Hey. But I think it's time to start talking about these things. I'm so tired as someone who was raised on the one love logic, okay? If you don't know what the one love logic is, we do not see color. People are people. People are human beings. They have feelings. They have emotions. They have lives. And that's the way I grew up. And when you are faced with racist people, or people who do see color, and people who want segregation, and people who feel like they are inferior to you because of whatever social climate that you're in, it is so fucking disheartening to come with good energy, to be open to other people's experience, to be open to learning about other people. And they keep shutting you down. Well, you're not like me. Well, you don't understand my fucking experience. Well, you don't. And, you know, it's just like, it's like a Twilight Zone. It really is for me. Like, it's really hard being in all black spaces when I am willing to be kind, when I'm willing to be open, when I'm willing to be fair, and people are not being fair to me. Like, this is the reason why I have stepped away from those spaces entirely, because I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of coming with an open heart and having people come with the blade. And that is something that I have gone through time after time after time with black women. There's only been like a like, I would only have to say like only two unambiguous black women that I can say in my whole life gave me confidence to be who I am. And that was like, I would have to say, one of my principals. Yeah, she was one of my principals. And she was like a brown-skinned black woman, unambiguously black. And she was just so proud of me, because she knew exactly how my foster mom was. And she... like, the days that I would go hungry, you know, I would just walk to her house and she would feed me and stuff, you know, and she would have my back. But it's like, it's not like that with every black woman. It's like, it's super sad. And I just feel like I don't want a toxic relationship with a woman. I don't want any toxic relationships at all. I want peace. I want harmony. I want women who actually want to improve their lives in my life. It is so hard to deal with unambiguous black women who do not see flaws in their limiting beliefs. They do not see like, oh, this person is bad for you, like you need to separate from this. Like, no, they just like thrive off that shit. And it's like, I don't want people around me that thrive off of pain. Like, thriving off of pain doesn't sustain you, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not the best. Like, I'm just really, really emotionally dysregulated by a lot of unambiguous black women. Like, I'm just so tired. I am worn out and exhausted because they're exhausted. You know, I feel like black women are exhausted. They are. I don't want to be exhausted. You know, I want to be happy. That's like the way I've always been. I'm a happy-go-lucky person. That's how I've been since a child, you know? And when people don't realize you've been, you know, you have this indoctrination of one love, and you're not seeing the person for their skin color. You're seeing them for their spirit, for their soul, for their character. And they don't know how to navigate you. Sometimes they just begin to shit on you, and they begin to like tear you down and call you weird. And it's like, I'm not weird, and I'm not a white girl because I can speak intelligently. I'm not. And it's so annoying It's so annoying. It literally is. Kittens and caskets. They keep saying mixed people don't say anything to whites about the way they treat MLS people. It was mixed and light-skinned people that advocated for the black community the hardest when they couldn't. This is so true, and I just watched something on TikTok about this actress. Oh yeah, she was in the film The Imitation of Life, and it showed how her career ended because she was advocating for, the black community so hard to the point where they didn't give her any coverage on anything else because of that. And it's like, why should mixed and light-skinned people have to lose, their destiny, lose things in their life in order for the unambiguous black community to win? Like, why do I have to lose for you to win? Like, honestly, can we talk about that? Because it's literally the craziest thing ever. And I love the second one, made in the 50s. Oh my god, that's really nice. I'm gonna have to check out the movie, but it's just like, and this is one thing I want to say. I've been around a lot of white people, different types of white people. European white people, American white people. Let me tell you something. Listen, definitely kittens and caskets. You shouldn't, because they will never do it for you. And this is the thing. When have they ever done it before? Can anybody tell me, when has an unambiguous black person laid down their role for a light-skinned person or a mixed person? Let me tell you. I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to, because if we're doing this, and this is a one-way street, yeah, burn the fucking street. Burn it down to a crisp, baby. Down to a cinder, because I don't care. No. Hey, girl. Hey, brown bunny. Hey, girl. I've never understood people saying black people can't be racist. My mother is a dark-skinned, unambiguous black woman. She is one of the worst racists I've ever met. When I tell you, the very first time I ever heard the N-word, it was out of my grandma's mouth. It was out of my own grandmother's mouth. And it wasn't my mother's mother. Baby. It was my dad's mother, okay? The ambiguous, multiracial. Literally, guys. She said that shit. She was the very first person to say that shit to me as a little girl. Because you guys have to realize, my grandmother, yes, my biological grandmother on my father's side, used to call me hi yella nigga girl. That's how she would call me in front of my unambiguous step family. Like, that's literally how they would. I just hate that I had to go through all this trauma, guys. I just literally hate it. Ooh, I hate it, but like, literally. And it's like, when you're seeing someone pick you up from school in the car, laughing in the car, talking about N-word, hard R. Like, my grandmother used to laugh at that shit because of my unambiguous step-grandfather. You guys have to realize, the black people in my family are not, like, blood related. Like, we got, like, listen, my father has a different father than his older sister, just so you guys know. Someone said, right, my mother drops N-bombs hard ER. Yes. If y'all never had experienced that in your life, it makes you look at them like very weird. Like it made me uncomfortable. Like every time I would hear the word, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it was so hard for me to process. Thank you. Accidentally, what the fuck? Who says something like that to a child? Like literally, a brainwashed person says that shit. You know what I mean? She was brainwashed to feel like she had to pander to the unambiguous black community. You know what I mean? And having a grandparent who panders and you don't pander and you're growing up in their household, because I know how black women feel about pandering. It does not make them feel good. Why the fuck would I pander to somebody? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I know, that's absolutely disgusting of her grandma to say that all they see is skin tone and race. I'm Creole, but we don't use the N-word ever. It's seen as low class to use the N-word. Yes, it is. And I have Creole friends, and they feel the same way. Blonde butter baby, they feel the same way. Because it is low class, you know what I mean? You're saying a derogatory slur. And I don't think it's okay. And it's like, I grew up seeing my darker skinned exotical god sister get hell because she was mixed, you know what I mean? But she was darker skinned because, like, you know, her mom's Puerto Rican. She's a light skinned Puerto Rican woman, like a very light skinned Puerto Rican woman. And her dad is like black. And it's like, I would grow up, like, in my household, we had a whooping game, but it was literally some trauma. This is some trauma shit right here. And it's like, this really hurts my heart when I say this. Like, she would, like, and my grandparents, like my father's stepfather and his mom would play this game. And this was with the godchildren, the grandchildren, me and my godsisters. And they would get this belt. And this ain't no ordinary belt, motherfuckers, okay? This is that old-fashioned leather belt, okay? If you don't know about that old-fashioned leather belt from the 90s, baby, that was thick as fuck, okay? When that shit went across your ass, it left a welt, okay? I had lots of welts, guys. I know about it because, listen. Whew. I remember one day getting my ass whooped for having good grades. And I remember my unambiguous foster mom. I went to her with my report card because I was so happy. I was so happy. And she had promised, like, if I get good grades, I could get a honey bun, right? And, whew, oh my God. When I went up to her with, I was so happy. She was like, you think you're all that because you're light skinned. You think you're all that because you got yourself a couple A's on here. And I remember she hit me with the back of her hand, and she had like this ring from like the from the little like gumball thingy. I think that's where it came from. And it left a little indent, and like she whipped my ass in the middle of the fucking night without a fucking warning. Oh my God. Those were the worst. Those were the fucking worst. And it was just like, I truly hated being around her, you know what I mean? Definitely. We right at dawn. But, oh, she's deceased. She died. You know, God got her ass. But anyway, you know, rest her soul. You know, wherever it's in hell or heaven, rest it. I didn't say let it rest in peace. I just said let it rest. But anyway, they used to play this whipping game with us, and he was you guys have to understand, my step-grandfather was an unambiguous black man, okay? My step-grandfather, all right? My actual father's father was deported because of my step-grandfather, okay? My step-grandfather said, Uno, reverse, bitch. You gotta leave the country now. You know, but, shame on my biological grandfather. You knew you should have got that green card, baby. But anyway, I'm trying to make some laughter out of this. Situation. But anyway, Um, that leather belt was so thick, it was 2 inches wide, guys. When I say this fucking belt was thick, it was thick. And he was a tall man, okay? You guys have to realize this man was tall as fuck and big. So, you know, when that belt gets his, like, so pretty much this is how the game goes. And they use multiple belts too, guys. So it was a leather belt, but have you guys seen the leather belt with the studs, the older ones, like the really older ones? That's what they were hitting us with. The belts that had the holes and the belts that had the studs. Like, I'm talking about those old-fashioned brown. That's the color of it. It was a brown leather belt. And pretty much this game was played in the living room / like the entryway of the house, of my grandparents' house. And pretty much what you had to do, my grandparents sat on the couch and they had the belts. And you had to run across them. You had to run across them. And this game was played out of frustration. I feel like they really did this out of frustration and hate, you know? And as my step-grandfather got more sick and ill, he became more like evil and stuff. So this game was played more and more and more, you know what I mean? Like more frequently around the time that he had passed away. But yes, baby, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I know exactly what belt you're talking about. The pure thick leather with holes and metal studs. Yes, those are the ones that I was running away from, okay? So I don't know if this game was supposed to imitate some type of plantation shit, but listen, I still think it doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. It's just shocking. It's just surprising, guys. At this point, it's just surprising, okay? So you're supposed to run across near the couch. So you're supposed to run across near the couch. And, you know, if you make it, if you make it, man, when I say if you make it across that couch, you are lucky, because sometimes they would grab you. You know, sometimes they would grab you. Can you guys hear me? Give me some hearts if you guys can hear me real quick. Can you guys hear me? But I hope you guys can hear me. All right. But pretty much what was happening. Ooh, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm even talking about this today. What part was I in the story? Shit. Playing this game. Well, it's being said it's a game, but you know, now looking back on it, it wasn't a game. You know what I mean? It was genuinely like a hate thing. I feel like, you know, they hated being grandparents. And, you know, and it was also like this entitlement with my grandmother. You know, just feeling so entitled to feeling like she should have her way. I do not show myself on my YouTube channel because I just don't feel like I should. Kind of traumatic, low-key, because it's like they are literally crying because they just got hit by this belt several times. And it's just like, I feel like child punishment. I did not show myself in the shorts. I'm sorry, kittens and caskets. I did not show myself in the shorts. But there is uno photo on one of my posts where I showed, you know, my physique, since people thought I wasn't light skinned or I wasn't skinny, and it was weird. It was very weird. But yeah. But overall, it was just super sad, because now that I think about that, you know, and I think about my little cousins, especially, like, you know, my, like, boy little cousins, like, because they shouldn't have to, always have to watch slavery movies when they come over. They don't always have to play that game when they can come over. Like, it was very weird. It was very, like, orchestrated. I just feel like they wanted to brainwash them with the rhetoric of, you're not too good to get whipped. You know what I mean? And pretty much that was their rhetoric for me. And it was just super sad, and it's super sickening because every time I was, like, on a family trip with my unambiguous black step family, they would always treat me like a slave. Like, I had to ask to go to the bathroom, guys. Like, do you guys know, like, how weird that is? Like, having to ask someone to use their bathroom? And it was just, and, like, nothing was wrong with me or anything, but it was just super sad. You know what I mean? It was super sickening. And it's just like, I've never experienced that with white people. I've never in a day in my life. Oh my God. And it's like, another thing about the exotical experience, like, a lot of white women look to me for guidance. And I feel, Patreon is my other platform. And I actually do lives showing my face for my Patreon. And that is what is coming up for my Patreon members and things of that nature. But that's for women who are exotical, going through the exotical experience, need help with self-identification, and also just looking to elevate their life, and just help them, recover from some of this trauma, because black women have a space for their trauma recovery. I feel like multiracial, mixed and biracial women, triracial women across the board, we need our own form of trauma recovery. So we don't go out teaching our kids some racist ass shit, honestly. Because I still believe in one love, even though people have not shown me that one love. And it's hard, when you have love for someone naturally, just because they're alive, just because they're here with you on this earth experiencing this experience. It might not be the same exact experience, but it's like, damn, it's hard to show love. It's hard to show love to black people, because black people, they will literally crumple it up and throw it back in your face. And that's how it feels. That's how it feels. And it's sad. It makes me sad. It does make me sad, because it's like, so many women could be having better friendships, happier friendships, such a good time together. But it's like, you're worried about my skin complexion when I'm literally worried about, like, everyone being happy. And it's like, it's hard to try to be fair when people don't want to be fair with you. But yeah, that game. And another thing's like, we had this one family road trip, and we went to this museum, and then we went to this, plantation. And it's like, I don't want to go. I did not want to go to that place. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad as fuck. Like, who wants to keep reliving that shit? Like, whoever keeps making these slavery movies, I want to whoop their ass. Today. Cause stop it. Stop it. Even when they made the indigenous version for my people, I said, cut this shit off. We don't need to see it. We don't need to see it. Some of y'all trying to say, oh, it's history. Bitch, this ain't history. It's traumatizing. You think the people weren't traumatized? Because I know I am. Watching that shit. Watching these black women get taken advantage of. Watching these people get the fucking skin ripped off of them by a fucking whip and shit. Like, that's just not okay for my mind, okay? It's not. Like, I don't think it's okay for anyone's mind. Don't be sad. We can't be sad anymore. It is what it is. I have accepted this. That's what you do. At this point, I'm figuring it out. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is be kind as much as I can. And if they don't want to be kind back, fuck them. That's how I've taken it pretty much at this point. The birds are very much alive and awake over here. My house did not in the fire. And if y'all was wondering, I am okay. My house did not burn up in no fire. The property is okay. Everyone's okay. My neighborhood. And another thing. Why is it this entitlement, this strong entitlement of you'll get more opportunities, just give me this. Literally. It's literally insidious. It took me a long time to figure it out. Now I have figured out how not to harbor the same hate they have for us. Yeah, I don't have no hate, baby. It's all love over here. You want to be respectful? Come over here. Fuck around and find out how loved you're gonna be. That's just me. That's not every exotical. Not every exotical is born with that one love type of thing. I don't hate black women. I just have no respect and a lot of unhinged disrespect for racist black people. Straight off the rip, I'm gonna tell y'all, I do not mind going low with those motherfuckers, because you are not going to disrespect me and think I'm gonna just sit here and cry. And one thing I had to learn, it took me a very long time to realize that black women are not automatically your friend because you are a person of color. I had to realize that. It took me like a long time, and my feelings would get so hurt, y'all. I'd be so sad. I'd be like, why doesn't she like me? All along, she's jealous. And it's like, I have this best friend, and it's super sad because our friendship like started in freshman year of high school, but then I went to a different place and I ended up graduating sooner than her, and then I ended up getting married a couple years later. And you know, we were kind of into the similar things, like similar like likes and stuff. And it was just so sad because her jealousy of her not having a husband and me having a husband, it really tore us apart. And it was just like, you know, looking back on it and seeing her behavior, and it's like, what can I say? It's just like, when you're sitting there like, we're best friends, we talk about everything, and now you're just like upset at me because I married someone who loves me, and now you're mad. And it's like, I told her not to go be with this person, and I'm a Pisces, by the way, and I told her straight off my intuition, don't go do this shit. And she went and did the shit, and then gets mad at me because I told her not to do it. Like, baby, I told you not to do that. I told you that Scorpio man had nothing for you, okay? I told you that Scorpio man had nothing for your Taurus ass. I told you. And when I tell people this shit, and they don't listen to me, I just be sitting in the back like, baby, I told you about this. Like, Queen Sharita. Sharita is a queen. Pisces queens, we know what's up. It was just like, I hate when I have to tell someone not to do something because I feel like something negative is coming up. And it's like, when a woman is not trusting her own intuition, and then Pisces only get petty about their emotions. That's just how I feel. But anyway, I just feel like she went up. It doesn't work out too well for people who are into that. But pretty much on today's live, another topic, because I had a couple topics on the dome that I wanted to talk about versus just like the stuff I was going to talk about this upcoming Saturday, because we have 2 lives on Saturday, one for the open book club. We're going to be reading the Don Miguel book about the mastery of love, the art of relationships. And I feel like this book is going to be so amazing because over 50 people sent me the book. Over 50 people sent me the recommendation of the book and the actual PDF. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Balls to the wall on that. So we're going to go ahead. On Saturday, we're going to get a move on with those 2 lives. But this live was to get some things off of my chest because I genuinely feel that as someone who is in a community where there is diversity and in a community where there is interracial marriages and stuff like that, one thing I want to say that I see the most in the divestor space, which has been sparking, up some intense feelings in some of the exotical content creators. I don't know if you guys are super in tune with all of the exotical content creators, but I'll try my best to share some more content creators so we can talk about these experiences. And I feel like it's important to say these things because when we're not being real and raw with everybody and we're not talking about these little hush hush quiet things, we're not talking about the root of the problem. And that's one thing I want to talk about, the root of the problem, the reasons why behind a lot of the pushback that we are getting from the unambiguous Black community, especially the unambiguous Black women who are choosing to leave the unambiguous Black community in terms of relationships. So I want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about the jealousy and some of I want to talk about it on both ends of the spectrum because I think this is going to be so valuable to so many people for me to talk about this. Experiencing jealousy from white women as a mixed race woman who does have, a husband who is non-Black, who is white passing, you know what I mean? So, okay guys, so I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi a little bit better this time, but I wanted to talk about the difference in my... I know the live is going in and out, guys. I'm trying my best. Yes, definitely. There are all types of Pisces. Yes, definitely. I'm a March Pisces. I have more Aries in my chart than, Pisces energy. Because I'm a little bit more fierce than most Pisces. And I'm not afraid of nobody. Going into the dating scene as an exotical woman. And I want to talk about both being tanned and untanned, okay? When I am more tanned, I feel like white women start to feel a little bit more inferior when I'm out with my husband or when I was ever out with any of my exes. Because, I've dated a lot of white men, and that's what I prefer because I get treated the best, okay, in that area of life. From my own personal experience, guys. This is just me, okay? This is just me. If y'all want to date brown and Black men, that's up to you. I give you the crown, I give you the problem, I give you everything, okay? You go over there. But me over here, nah. I'm not about to be treated like dog shit, okay? I can't take it, you know what I mean? I'm going to choke someone in the story. But anyway, I just find it so crazy how when I was tanned and I had my makeup all together and I'm going out, with this white guy. I remember going out with one of my platonic sugar daddies, and he was a French man, and he was from the southern region of France, and he was telling me about his country and everything, and about how he grew up in the southern region of France. And I was just blown away. I was taken away by it. and he just kept complimenting me on my skin tone. And you guys have to realize I was out in the sun for a very long time, and I did not realize that until I was about to do my makeup, and I was like, fuck, because I did not have a foundation that matched. So instead of getting foundation, I just used a highlighter all over my face. I know you guys are going to be like, the madam. Yes, I use highlight on my face. And when I tell you, this man called me a glazed donut. And I felt so honored that I make sure, I literally make sure that I look like a glazed donut every day, because that's the vibe that I was going after. And it was like, you caught on to it. I like that. And I just felt so appreciated and loved, and I felt acknowledged. And I was like, wow, even if I have a tan, it's okay. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be treated a certain way that's negative, and I had to let go of that. And that's a part of the exotical nuance, us sharing our experiences, us sharing how we have let go of that internalized racism. Like, literally. I'm at least honest enough to share my fucking story. Oh, hey, Chrissy's language notebook. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to check out your channel, babes. I'm gonna have to check out some of you guys' channel. Yes, when you're an Aries cusper, it's so different as a Pisces, because some people just think that, like, you're just here to be ran over. No, I do the running over. I do the running over here. Because you're not gonna run over me. That's just how I feel. Because, like, why do you gotta run over me? I was minding my business. Because, like, majority of the time, I am minding my business. And one thing that I found to be so crazy, when I was out on this date with my platonic sugar daddy, who was from the southern region of France, I forgot his name, but, like, actually, I do not forget his name. I think his name was, like, Milo or something. Don't come for his name and saying that his name is a dog name. Do not say that. Do not say that, because I know some people, you're talking about how white people got dog names. Don't say that. But anyway. I noticed how the waitress was treating me, like, you know what I mean? And she was a white lady, and she was a blonde, and I feel like one thing I realized, with women, with white women specifically, who date white men, who are open to dating mixed women, who are open to dating black women and brown women, they do feel a sense of entitlement, because they're like, oh, my blonde hair, blue eyes did not equate to this European man's version of what he thinks is beautiful. And they can kind of have an identity crisis on the spot. So what I've learned to do is not to be, feel judged or feel inferior when I'm out with my partner. And that's one thing that I feel like with my husband, I learned to do a little bit better, because he's so confident. That's one thing I love about my husband. He is confident when he is with me out in public, and I feel like that makes me even 10 times more confident. And I feel like there has been a lot of judgment, even from, you know what I mean, my unambiguous black family members saying that, oh, you chose a white man over a black man. Like, a black man is better than a white man. Like, you'll learn. You'll get your N-word wake-up call. But guess what? I've never gotten my N-word wake-up call, and I've been married for years. Plural. Put that respect on my name. Because one thing I want to say is that I made sure that if I was going to grow a family, there was going to be a father in this house. There was going to be a man in this house. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a baby mother. I don't want to be engulfed in that baby mama culture. There's nothing wrong with those baby mamas. There's nothing wrong with those women whatsoever at all. I just have higher standards that will get met. Listen, they get met. Because I don't play that shit. I'm not gonna, like, play Yahtzee with my fucking life. This ain't Monopoly, bitch, okay? With my life and my feelings and my emotions. And that's the thing. When you prioritize yourself and you seek out a lifestyle to be happy and free-flowing and to be generous and to be a force to be reckoned with, you know, to inspire people and ignite that passion back into people. You know, you have to. And that's just like the life that I wanted. I didn't want to be one of those women that had to worry and be by the phone every day, 24/7, worried if my man's out here, then got shot up. You get what I'm saying? Or he's trying to rob someone. Or, you know, something happened to him and and, you know, now his life is taken because we have racist policemen and stuff like that. Like, I don't need that drama. I don't need that pain. It's heavy. It's a weight. It's heavy. Why should us women of color, especially light skin and brown skin and dark skin women included in the POC community, why do we have to settle for less? I just want to know. Because I'm not settling for no less. And I refused. And that's the reason why they hate me. Because I tell them that, guess what? You take no bullshit. You take no prisoners, baby. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something that helped me, okay? Take no bullshit. Take no prisoners. If you take no bullshit, you will have no reason to crash out. If you take no bullshit, there will be no reason to be out here with 5 kids. Different days. None of them care about you. None of them love you. None of them are trying to uplift you. Make your life better. No. I refuse. I want my kids, when they look at me in my eyes, as their multiracial mother, to their little multiracial self, that I love you. And I'm going to teach you how to navigate this world. And one thing I want to say, hell yeah. Mixed mothers are the best mothers for mixed children. And I said what I said because even, I want to say this, okay? My mother said this out of her own mouth to me. And my mother has a white mom. My mother has a full-blooded Irish mom, okay? From the South, okay? Mind you that. That's a lot to unpack right there, but mind you that. And it's like, you have to realize, my grandmother looks similar to that lady in the previous video that I did about Sarah, but we will be definitely talking about Sarah's experience now, because y'all didn't expect that. Y'all expected me to talk about the ugly of the situation, but I want to talk about the beauty of the situation now, because I feel like it's important to see both sides of the coin, you know what I mean? Like, the response that she was given versus what she shared on that Nikki Curly site. So we'll be getting into that a little bit later, but I just genuinely feel that I do not sign up for baby mama culture. I do not approve that message, you know what I mean? I don't think nothing is wrong with those ladies over there. I'm going to say that again, nothing is wrong with them. I just think that, you know, they need to attract someone better than that. Because that's some bullshit, okay? And baby, there will definitely be some prisoners taken. Because one thing I definitely I seen my mother go from a wife to a baby mama due to the opinions of everybody else in my dad's circle and family. And we shouldn't have to deal with that. Like, it's super sad to even having to think about the conversations that I'm going to have with my children in the future to prep them to be able to navigate society and avoid people like this. People who are going to tell them, oh, you're a mutt, you're a hybrid, you're this, you're that, but not have any true no true character. And it's like a lot of you guys are realizing in your exotical experience that people are not looking at your true character. They're looking at your physical body. They're looking at us like property. And it is disheartening at its core because none of us deserve to be looked upon as property or looked upon as the good to be bought and sold. Because, baby, you cannot buy this cow, nor can you afford the fucking milk. This is a whole investment, okay? This is a lifetime investment, okay? Because, listen, it couldn't be anything else. But another thing that I feel like is very important, like I was trying to say, I'm sorry, guys, I got crack. But, and the white women with the blonde eye, like the blonde hair, not blonde eyes, blonde hair and blue eyes, they would react in this very like wounded dog way, and it was she should be in my and she didn't get me the right meal 2 times. You know what I mean? But his meal was right on time. Everything was perfect for him. And he even made a comment on that and told her that, like, hey, could I have, this and this and this and that? And she got it for him right away. And he literally gave that food right in front of her face to me. And, she just walked away. And she didn't even come back to give us our receipt or anything. So he had to go to the front and pay for all of that. But anyway, but it's important for all of us to realize that there are people that are going to be jealous of us just because we are experiencing something that they want to experience. And I just feel like I am who I am, and I can get as much as privilege as I want off of the sweat of my bloodline, okay? Because they gave me these genetics and they gave me this phenotype, and you cannot argue with me on that. And that is the talking point that will always stand and hold true, no matter what. Oh, thank you. I love your content. And I feel like it's very, very important for all of us to understand that we need spiritual protection and physical protection, and we need to stay in safe environments so we do not get sabotaged by people and we don't get set up by people because we are that beautiful. And I had to realize that even though I am not 100% conventionally beautiful, I am, like, when you're unconventionally beautiful and you're literally, it can make other women feel like you're moving the goalpost further and further and further from them, even though you're not the cause of, them being, leveled down, you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things that level down women are going to feel inferior to you. And I've had this in the workplace where I had a girl at McDonald's take money out of my cash register, and I got blamed so bad. It was so crazy because I couldn't even go to work for 2 days because of this bitch. And it's like they had to re-roll the cameras. And it was until one of the guys behind, like, the grill saw her stealing money out of the thing, and he literally left the grill unattended to come talk to me about it. And literally took a picture of her. So luckily, we have proof on that. But anyway, it's just one of those things where it's like, you have to be vigilant in cherry picking and using your discernment for what environments you want to be involved in, like things you want to be involved in altogether. And I feel like exotical women, we need to become more open to understanding all of our admixtures and where we came from, where our family comes from as a whole, and realize this is what makes you, you know what I mean? No one can force you to identify with something that you don't want to identify unless you give them that power. And as children in these households, we can feel powerless for years and years and years. And when we finally do get some freedom, it doesn't truly feel like freedom because we're still people pleasing and we're still nurturing, like the people who perpetrate against us. And it's unreal sometimes, the things that I feel like I'm facing, and it makes me feel so good when I speak upon these topics and I feel like I'm not alone in my experience, because exoticals have become isolated, you know what I mean? We've become isolated because of how a lot of the rhetoric is, like, all those white people, they don't love you, and all those white people, they don't care about you. Well, guess what they do? They love and they do care about me, and they take great care of me. Like, why wouldn't I want to be there? The fuck? It's nice. It's nice, Mike. So, listen. Go where you are celebrated to the fullest. And for me personally, I feel celebrated the fullest in diverse spaces and also in all white spaces. Like, I don't feel inferior to none of these fucking people. Like, that's the fucking problem. people feeling inferior, and they're not allowing themselves to network and expand and to allow opportunities to come to them. And I feel like when you do have an external locus of control, you do limit your opportunities, because all of your belief system is heavily influenced by your external world. And that's just something that's not going to help you, because the goalpost is going to be continuously moving further and further and further and further away. And then when you get a little close, it moves further and further and further away. Guess what? That's not reliable, and we got to cut the shit today. That's how I feel. It's not reliable. That external locus of control is feeding into people's mental health issues. It is feeding into drama that is unprovoked. And I truly feel like if a lot of us unpacked this internalized racism and unpacked a lot of the trauma that we have concerning our race and concerning the way that we are perceived, I feel like the world will be a better place. Because as someone who has been raised and born underneath that logic of one love, and we do not see race over here, guess what? I have so much nuance by dealing with plethora of people in my community. When I go to the grocery store, when I'm taking a walk, I am experiencing new things, and I'm realizing that this is where I've always wanted to be. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to be where I am at today. To be happy, to be able to have amazing neighbors, to be able to, like, be joyful, and not to be worried if, like, you know, someone's going to shoot up the block and looking around and shit, you know what I mean, for creeps. And I feel like that was my life in the unambiguous Black community. I feel like I was always on guard, and that's stressful, and that does not put me in my feminine energy. To be constantly stressed the fuck out and worried, you know, am I going to be the girl that gets raped today at my high school, or am I going to be the girl that has to fight today at my high school because this one girl is jealous of my hair, and she's threatening to cut my hair, and she's threatening to hurt me? And I feel like I'm just so tired of unambiguous Black women threatening to hurt lighter-skinned women and brown-skinned women just because they're beautiful, just because they're gorgeous. Like, you could be beautiful and gorgeous too if you... Let's make that very clear. Because I feel like Black women are relying on light-skinned women and brown-skinned women's silence as a form of consolation. But one thing I want to say, I cannot console someone who is only seeking more hurt, who is only seeking more pain to fuel and motivate them to get this money or get out of the money. Listen, we as women should not have to continuously feel like we need to be pouring into this well of racial sympathy. Like, why do I have to continuously have sympathy for a group of women who are just as able-bodied as me? Like, let's be honest about that. Like, when are we going to let Black women know that, hey, when we tried to be that shoulder of solidarity, you destroyed that? And it's like, you like, Black women are finding comfort in their grief, in their pain, in their agony, in their anger. And this is the thing, you should not feel comfort in that anger. And I felt that for a long time in my own personal life. I felt comfortable with that anger. I felt comfortable with that grief. And I kept holding on to it, and I carried it through certain relationships, and I carried it through certain circumstances. Did it change my life? No. Did it hurt? Yes. Did it take away from opportunities that I could have had earlier? Yes. So let that grief go. Do not hold on to the grief. Do not hold on to the grief. Do not be comfortable with the grief. It is time to release this, Black women, so you guys can actually have a good lifestyle. Now on to the talking point where I was talking about the divestors and where they were sparking up some controversy and some intense emotions with the exotical community. So the unambiguous black women who were calling black men bullet bags, yes, they went as far as to go that far. I would never in my life, when I say this is something that really shocked me. I would never in my life call a black man a bullet bag. That is so fucking disrespectful, man. Like, even if the man was, like, it don't even matter about color at that point. It's just, like, the fact that you said that out of your mouth. And your father's a black man. And your mom's a black woman. But you want to call these men out here bullet bags, right? And wastes of life and all this other shit, right? But then, you guys are the same women, the same black women, when you guys do have a brown skin, or a darker child, and you guys expected a light-skinned child, y'all be treating that child like shit. And it's the truth. And I'm not going to hold back in this live at all. And that's one thing I have a problem with. You're sitting over here relying on your child's skin color to love them. And it's so disgusting because, like, how do you expect this child to love you, respect you, and honor you when they become an adult? And you're literally speaking over this child, well, she doesn't have light skin, she doesn't have loose textured hair, and you're disappointed and talking about, oh, she's dark around the ears and around her feet. That is so disgusting. And they're saying this in private group chats, guys, and they're saying this on Facebook and Instagram, and there was some women on TikTok that were talking about it. But one thing I want to say is, don't sit over here and fuck nobody of no other fucking race if you're going to sit over here and get mad when that child comes out brown. Don't do that shit, because that's disgusting. And as somebody who always gets approached by black women and they literally tell me to my face, oh, I want my daughter to look like you. Oh, I want kids that look like you. Exoticals, if you're here in the chat, please let me know your experiences too with that. If someone has ever come up to your face in broad daylight, in the broad daylight of all days, and told you, I wished my kids looked like you. I've literally had that since a little girl. People were literally telling my mother, oh my God, she's so pretty, she's so precious, I want to have a baby just like her. And then asking my mom, what are we mixed with? To learn how to accomplish that, I guess. It is really crazy. And it's the fetishization of me, of the product of that one love. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a product of love, not a product of... People freak out when I say I don't want kids. They say, no, you need to pass those genes down. So do you see? And it's like, when you are exotified, you are sexualized. You are, I don't know what the word for it is, but it's like you're looked at this item that can just change someone's life. You're looked at this life-changing, miraculous miracle, the baby light skin with some freckles, oh, baby, oh. Let me tell you something. And my hair was way redder when I was a child. So, like, I'm a darker ginger. So that's what I would say. I'm a dark ginger. I said that's how my hair is naturally. And it's like, it's so crazy. You know what I mean? Someone coming up to you in your face talking about, oh my God, I wish my kids looked like you. Can I touch your hair? That's another one as well. Can I touch your hair? I do not like my hair touched. Do not touch me, please. I think I need to start carrying holy water around me and start spraying people, because, like, I don't want to be touched like that, especially unprovoked. And my mother had to tell this one lady. I was literally in the shopping cart and this one black lady was literally touching my curls. My mom was like, can you back up? She said, can you back up? Oh my God. That shit makes me laugh, but literally, it's really hard being that way. And these women be so serious, and it's just like, you are really that fucking serious? Like, I thought it was a joke at first. I thought people were joking with me until, like, this one lady started touching my eyebrow, and I was like, oh, no. Like, you can't do that, baby. My body is my body. It stays here with me. But that's another thing as well. Some people feel entitled to just come up and touch you. They feel entitled to just come up and ask you questions out of the blue. Like, you know, is your mom black? Is your mom white? Neither. What is your mom? What does it matter? My mom could be Asian for all y'all know. Like, even though she's not. Yeah, literally, like, I'm not on display. Like, I am not for sale. My love is not for sale. I'm not for sale. And that's another thing. Men who fetishize exotical women, they'll literally think that your love is for sale. Like, let me give her a couple thousand this month. Yeah, let me beat her ass. Blah, 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 blah. I love you. Here goes the money. Blah, blah, blah. Beat you up. Like, no. Like, there are so many exotical women, even in that one movie. You know what I mean? Diary of an Angry Black Woman. You know, it was so crazy how that man was beating on that exotical woman. Y'all saw how the unambiguous black man, the actor, was beating on that exotical woman in The Diary of an Angry Black Woman. We all saw it. That was not unseeable, okay, during that movie. But it really shook me to my core. And I feel like another situation that shook me to my core was when I was at least 12 years old, and The Diary of an Angry Black Woman by Tyler Perry. That's the movie. And pretty much her father was a dark-skinned, unambiguous black man, and, you know, her mother was like this, I think she's Argentinian or Iberian, either one. But they're saying they're kind of similar, but it was just, he was literally beating her in the next room. And my friend from school was literally telling me, like, oh, we can't go in there because, you know, my mother and my father are fighting. And it's like, we couldn't leave that room even though we were hungry, we wanted snacks to eat, you know. We couldn't leave that room until he was done. And, you know, it just literally put my mind in perspective that these unambiguous black men see light-skinned women as a trophy. And guess what? I am not a trophy. I am not. I am way more than my tangible body, you know? And I feel like when people are sizing us up, I feel like it's just very weird. It's like I shouldn't feel like I'm on an auction block. But, you know, that's what I feel like they're trying to, they're trying to make us feel that way because that's how they felt. And I just don't agree with it. You know, making me feel the way that you do don't make two wrongs right, baby. Okay? But it's just the simple fact that there's a lot of abuse from black men towards lighter-skinned women. And, you know, these black women who are the mothers, the aunts of that man, they'll tell him, oh, forgive him. Oh, that's nothing, girl. That's nothing. Literally. And then we'll literally get mad at the woman for walking away and doing what's right. Because you expected me to stay here and take this shit. I ain't gonna take it. And it's like, I've had so much backlash in my unambiguous black family. Because it's like, even though they're my step family, they still feel like they're entitled to tell me what they feel is the truth of the situation, even though, you know what I mean? It's super crazy. Create children so they do end up being lighter skinned. And it's the simple fact that you're going out of your way to create a child. And that's another thing. You don't have to be children. One thing I want to say is that I am lighter than both of my parents, so MGMs do end up popping out, you know what I mean? But that can just be depending on the genetics. So that we have women out here, black women, who are fetishizing mixed and light-skinned women and brown-skinned mixed women, and they want their children to come out a certain way. But it's like when that child comes out and this child starts to get all of these good things coming to them, they start to get jealous, and it's like, it's hard to see that, because even with my goddaughters, I had to realize that her stepmom, who's an unambiguous black woman, she started to tell her that, she can't go with them to certain places because of like how she looks. And it was just like, wow, you're trying to isolate her because she's not going to fit in with the crowd. And it's just like, one thing I want to say is never be afraid to pop out and show who you are, even if you do have black admixtures. Like, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to go to those spaces unless you genuinely feel like your life is in danger. Don't do it. But don't be afraid to like just show who you are and be yourself, because we need environments that are going to promote our mental wellness. We need environments that are going to uplift us as women, because we have been, overlooked when it comes to our trauma, our pains, and the struggles that we have faced on our journeys. And that's one thing I want to say, is that having these experiences with black women that are super negative, it has made me look at black women in a different way, but it also has made me aware of their struggles, And it's like, if you feel that you are struggling, and it's time for you to literally look within. And I say that in the most loving way. Look within, because when you look within, you're going to find the root of the problem faster than anybody else on the outside is going to. And just to love yourself, because it's not worth it, because we have women who hate themselves out here trying to create women who they compete with. And that's the real reason, I feel. It's okay. Have a lovely day, Sharita. But one thing I want to say is that as exotical women and having the multiracial or the mixed experience, there are going to be people who don't understand you at all, because, they're so tapped into their monoracial experience that they can't expand themselves outwardly to understand anyone else's experience. But as exotical women, we must understand that if we do decide to have children, they can go through the same things. They can be fetishized. They can be lusted after by crazy people, And some people will be like, oh, that's everybody. But no, it really isn't, because when people are going out of their way to ask you all these questions and to try to chin check you and clock your tea and try to authenticate you, like, bitch, I'm not a designer bag to authenticate, bitch. I am a human being. Like, I have my own singular existence amongst the collective of people who are also having their singular existence and their experiences. And I feel like it's time for exotical women to trust their intuition and to just cherry pick. You have to have discernment. You have a certain look, so your brand is special. Your brand is unique. And a lot of people wish they had your branding. They wish they had the packaging. But guess what? Instead of being supportive, instead of being, there to see you shine and to also understand they also have their place, there's people trying to knock you off your pedestal, because the lack they feel so heavy and deeply within themselves can't help but to jump out at you, because you're triggering wounds. You're triggering the wound of not taking good enough care of themselves, of not being there for themselves. And that's one thing I want to say. When you take care of yourself, you're going to have a good experience. You guys need to prioritize your life around your happiness, around your fulfillment, wish fulfillment, your goals and your dreams coming to fruition. And, you know, to the little purity blood police and all this stuff, we're not dogs. This is not no pedigree type shit. Like, y'all really need to learn y'all place at this point, because if people keep on saying this shit, and keep on doing this shit, us as Exoticals, we're gonna have to stand on the business, and we're gonna have to protect ourselves, and we're gonna have to acknowledge that, hey, you know, other people might be jealous of me, other people might envy my lifestyle, but I have worked hard to be where I am at, and I am proud to be where I am. So be proud of where you are today, because you know what you did to get you there. And don't have people over here talking about, well, it's because of your skin color. Well, guess what? I'm a billionaire now. Guess what? Hot diggity dog. That's just what it is, literally. If people are going to try to use things against you, then just reverse it on them and let them realize that, hey, you can say what you like to say, but you're not going to take away my pride, my honor, and the dignity that I came into this life with. Like, no one's going to shut me down because I'm having an amazing experience. And that's one thing I want to say, is that you do have privileges because your phenotype is, you know, going along the lines of the beauty standard of society. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Guess what? There's other privileges for other people to get out there too. I'm just being honest. Like, the people who want this shit so bad, and when they finally get it, they realize, oh my god, it's kind of hard being beautiful and being smart and being brilliant and having a purpose and a destiny that you that you are conquering every day. And it's like, the work that I've done to get myself to where I am mentally and emotionally, it took fucking work. It didn't just magically happen because I'm light-skinned and I woke up one day. No, I did the work. And it's super stupid telling people that, oh, you're light-skinned, that's why you got that nice house, and that's why you got this, and that's why you got that. How dumb do you sound? Because if light skin was the only thing I needed to get a high credit score, baby, I would be dogging that shit out right now. Listen, I would. But since that's not the case, here we are. No, I really think it's funny at this point, because I'm starting to understand, like, certain shit being said is so ignorant to the point where it's just laughable. Just laugh, guys, when these black Nazis are coming after you and they're talking about, well, you passed the brown paper bag test, so now I'm gonna hate on you even more. Like, damn, baby, like, I wasn't even looking for the brown paper bag, but here you come with it. But for us as Exoticals, we must separate ourselves from these supremacist people, because it's just not working. Like, as someone who's grown up with the one love belief system, raised with that, indoctrinated with that since I don't even fucking know when, since I was born. You are a product of love. And some people want to taint that love because they don't have that love for themselves. And you've got to navigate that. And when you have an open heart and a heart that runs wild and free like mine, and there is no hesitation to love someone, there's no hesitation to help someone, and you're facing that, you're facing this wall, you know, of racism, of segregation, of racial segregation within the people of color community. It can become exhausting. It can become tiresome. It can be you can feel defeated, but one thing I want to say is don't feel defeated with your interactions with black women, because not every black woman on this planet is going to be racist against light-skinned women. And let me just say that. But let me also say this. There's a majority of women that are not like that women like me have to deal with day in and day out. Because guess what? I could just be going to the grocery store, right? And I'm enjoying the selections that I'm seeing in the grocery store. I'm browsing around. I'm getting the things that I need. I'm checking things off my list. And out of nowhere, you are encountering unprovoked drama. And it just feels like, was mixed women, why do we have to continuously have to be the whipping boys of the black women who feel like they didn't get enough, like something is owed to them? And that's one thing I want to say. No one owes you fucking shit, okay? You only become worthy of things and of people's respect, love, time, and attention, and their upliftment, let's be honest, when you actually are a kind person, a good person, a fair person, and you come to the situation with nothing but love and the best intentions. But some black women do not know how to do that, because they feel when certain women like myself level up, we're taking the spotlight away from them. And this is the thing. A mixed and light-skinned woman never took the spotlight away from a black woman. Black women took their own spotlights when they start putting women who are multiracial, mixed, and lighter-skinned than them on the top, because that's who they wanted to represent them, because they felt like they looked like the best of the best. And let's not lie, like that wasn't the fucking truth of the truth. Now, to carry on to what I have to say to wrap up this live is that my identity is my identity. No one gets to tell me how I get to identify. And that is just what it is. And that is just what it's going to be for the Exotical community. And we have to level ourselves up mentally and emotionally. And we have to realize that, hey, not everybody might understand my experience. But hey, I'm experiencing my experience. It's unique to me and my life, external of other people's opinions. And once you make this bubble for yourself and you do not allow other people's opinions of you to hurt you, you're going to be unstoppable, because the self-love that I have for myself is overriding all your negativity. The self-love that I have for myself is overriding your jealousy for me. That's how I feel. Because at the end of the day, the more women that we are seeing on the internet talk about the placenta perm and how they're mad about how their baby doesn't have a placenta perm anymore, and then getting mad at other women's children for keeping the quote-unquote placenta perm, this is one thing I want to say. The anger and the hatred from black women that mixed and light-skinned women experience, it is because of these specific things that they have been told, the black women have been told, since you don't have this, you ain't shit. Guess what? That is not my problem. If I have this archetype that you want so bad, it is not my fault. I did not do anything to you, and you do not have the right to do anything to me, because you are so fucking jealous that you are blinded and you're not able to see your own greatness, and you're not able to level up your own self. Because the women who value themselves, they would not dare step out of their own race to mate with another race of man just to create a child that they are going to judge once they come out the womb and say, oh, you're light skinned, you get my love, you get my time, you get my attention. Oh, you're a little darker, you don't get as much time as for me. Or you're the dark, or you're really, really dark. Oh, you don't get nothing from me. It's sad. It's sad and it's disgusting. Stop fetishizing women like me, because we're tired. We're tired of this shit, okay? It's been happening since I've been a child. I'm tired. Believe me. We're tired of y'all trying to put pictures of random mixed children on your vision board, baby. We can see it. We can see it. We tired. Stop saying that you want your children to look like me. Stop trying to, ask me if I have any free men in my family. No, I would never. I would never. Especially with some of you self-hating bitches. No. And that's another thing. You hate yourself, but you want to create a child. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Because we're going to hit you with the ruler right now, red flag. Because if anybody needs to be talking to y'all, it's ruler. Every time you go into a dating app, you always want to pick these white men because you want biracial babies. Straight off the rip. Let these kids grow up with a good life. Not just because they're light-skinned, okay? Because I see that. And it's disgusting. And yes, there are other cultures that do it, like the Dominicans. Oh, me no black puppy, me no black puppy. And listen, it doesn't fucking matter what color the skin your father is, okay? Honestly. It really doesn't. It's about how you move in this life. And how you flourish in this life. And guess what? When you're flourishing off of unprovoked drama and anger and pain and what this person did and what that person did and what they said and how this person made you feel, guess what? You are allowing other people to have your power, black women. And they are manipulating you and they are mutilating you and they are corrupting you for their own personal agendas. And some of those white men that you're so-called calling zaddy and shit and all this other shit, that shit is nasty. That shit is nasty, okay? I can see that these men are using you. I can see it. And I will be making a video on that. How older, lonely, bottom shelf brads, they love using black women. They do. They do. There are white men out here that are looking for black women to fucking use. And it's sad and it sickens me and I want to talk about this shit. That's what we're going to do. They literally know that you guys are desperate for men. They know that you're desperate for a certain lifestyle. And they will dangle that in front of your face until they suck up all of the life force energy out of you. And the femininity that you had left, they'll suck all of that dry out of you. And they'll have you like a worker. Let me tell you something, babe. Not a day in my motherfucking life would you catch me with a man that was actively using me. I could never. Like, if we're going to level up, ladies, if you're going to go to another culture to have children with, maybe you shouldn't take the man who is using you actively for sex. And it's like, it's super sad because there are men in a group chat that just got